What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to show you how to flash your Xbox 360 with a Liteon drive the cheap way. You won't be needing a CK3 Pro or a CK3 Probe. This is kind of, I guess, the hillbilly way of doing it. So let's get started. You're going to need some kind of toggle switch. I just got just a cheap toggle switch here. You're also going to need some kind of poker tool. Pretty much, I just used a pick. You wrap the wire around the pick and just make it long enough because you're going to be attaching that to the frame of your Xbox 360. And of course, you're going to need a SATA cable going to your computer. It's recommended that you do have a VIA 6421 chipset. If you don't, you can pick up the SATA cards on eBay for like $5–10. First thing you're going to do, of course, is take your Xbox 360 apart. You can see I already got mine apart here. You'll notice on the back of the drive there's two wires. And alright, there's two wires on the back of the Xbox 360 there. And basically all you're going to do is remove both of these wires. Got one there. And then you disconnect the other one there. You're going to take your drive out, flip it upside down. You're going to have 4 screws. You're going to have one here, one here, one here, one here. Once you remove those, I already got mine removed. You're going to take off this cover, put that to the side. Alright, now you're going to be looking at the drive here. We're going to be focusing on this area here. I'll put a picture up on the video so you can see which point you're going to be probing. And then we're going to remove this wire right here, this white one, the one you unplugged from the Xbox 360. It just unplugs right here. Just unplug it. Once you have it unplugged, you're going to be cutting one of the wires. I already have mine cut because I've already flashed this one before. You can see I just kind of marked the hole with a black marker. I'll put a picture up on the video showing you which wire it is that you need to cut. Alright, what we're going to do is cut the wire so that you can hook up each end to your toggle switch. And I'll go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, and this is what the toggle switch will look like once you have connected both wires. One there and one there. Alright, now we're going to plug in one of these ends back into the Xbox 360. Make sure that you plug it in the right way. Just like that. Okay, and the other end, of course, is going to go back into your drive here. Alright, let me get this set up here. Alright, so this is what the finished product looks like. Usually you're going to have your drive upside down, just kind of hanging there in the Xbox. And you can see I got my SATA cable here going to my VIA 6421 SATA card. And here's my toggle switch with the white connectors here, connected here and here. You're going to want to figure out, if you're using a toggle switch, which way, of course, the on position is on your toggle switch, depending on how you have it connected. The best way to do that is to just turn your Xbox 360 on, and if the drive starts making noise, then you know your toggle switch is the on position. If it doesn't, then you know it's in the off position. So we're going to want to make sure that your toggle switch is in the on position so you know where it's at. Now, if you don't want to use a toggle switch, you don't have to. You're just going to have more hands helping you out on this, because then you're going to have to be touching and disconnecting the two wires manually with your hands. The toggle switch just makes it a lot easier. to turn the power to the drive on and off. Okay, now you get your probe and you're going to connect, of course, like you had it set up before. You have the wire going to some sort of probe, and the wire is going to go to the chassis of the Xbox. You just wrap it through one of these holes so that basically you're just grounding it out. I like to stick a little bit of tape around it just to make sure that I got a good connection to the chassis there. And the area we're going to be probing, like I said before, is going to be right there. Now you can see that I have a piece of black tape over it. I like to put a piece of black tape and just cut a little tiny hole out of it so that you don't accidentally touch any of the other circuits. So that way I just have my little spot where I need to probe just poking out of the tape. Alright, now that we have our probe that we're going to use hooked up and we have our toggle switch in there, I usually put a little bit of tape around the toggle switch at the bottom so that it doesn't short out any of the circuits on the board. Go ahead and make sure you got power connected. Make sure that you got some sort of cable, video cable going to the Xbox. Doesn't need to be plugged into anything, just so it doesn't shut off on you. And we're ready to go to the computer. Alright, now that we're back at the computer, you're going to want to open up Jungle Flasher. Link is in the description to download the newest version. Also make sure that you download the newest firmware files, and you can put those in the firmware folder in Jungle Flasher. Now I'm running Windows XP. I have 7 and Windows XP on a dual boot on my computer, mainly because the flashing seems to work a lot better with XP. Once you have Jungle Flasher open, open up DVD key 32. Make sure your device is actually showing up. If not, you want to change your I/O port until you actually see the name of your drive there. Once you hit the Fat Key button, it'll give you this intro failed command. And once you hit yes, everything else is going to take place on the Xbox. So we're going to go ahead and hit yes. Alright, you turn the power off, touch your point, power back on. You should get a complete message. Take your probe off, and you're going to turn the power switch off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. Turn it back on, and then click OK on your computer. Alright, once you hit OK, it's going to ask you to save the files one by one. You're going to end up with a dummy, an inquiry, an identify, and a serial file. Just save them to a folder. I just labeled my folder my Liteon backup, just somewhere where you're going to be able to find it again. And once those are saved, a little pop-up message will come up. It'll ask if you want to automatically load the firmware file. I usually click no so that I can make sure I choose the right one. You notice that your DVD key is right here. It's just different numbers and letters. If it doesn't show up as random numbers and letters like this, then you did something wrong. Now we're going to open the target firmware. What you're going to do is browse to the firmware folder in Jungle Flasher, or wherever you save that firmware folder that you downloaded. And once you open that up, you're going to go to the firmware, not the stock firmware. And you should see the LT Plus 0251 version 3.0. Version 3.0 is the newest firmware out. That's the one that you're going to want, especially if you're playing any games online. You're going to hit spoof source to target, and you'll notice now that the DVD keys match. That's really important to do. After you do that, you're going to go to MTK Flash 32 and make sure that your device is showing up there. It shows the name of the drive right here, DG. Alright, so once everything's all set to go, you're on the MTK Flash 32 tab and your drive properties are showing up. You're going to hit Liteon Erase. This window will pop up and you're going to hit yes. Okay, this next step is a little tricky. Once you hit yes, you're going to have to turn the power off on your drive for about 1 second and then turn it back on. And if you have somebody helping you, it's a little easier If you don't have somebody helping you, I really hope you have a toggle switch, otherwise it's going to be really hard. But if somebody's helping you, they can just unplug the wires and then plug them back together. But just make sure you're ready. And let me go ahead and get this set. Okay, yes. Click off. Click on. And if everything went alright, you'll get a status 0x72, and the name of your drive will show up there, and it should have all that information in that window right there. If you succeeded, then you're ready to write to the drive. If not, there is a link in the description if you didn't succeed that'll tell you how to flash the firmware through DOS. Okay, next step is just to click write. Once you do that, down at the bottom here, it's going to say writing to bank 0, 1, 2, and 3. It'll verify, and once we're all done with this, you're going to, of course, disconnect your toggle switch, wrap those wires back together, and tape them up, put your Xbox back together, and that's it. Right now, drive is still in vendor mode, so your last step is just to hit that ATA reset button, and you're done. If you like the video, make sure you like it. Any questions, comments, put them in the comments below. And I will be putting some more videos probably on burning Xbox games and downloading them. But thanks for your time. Peace.